Today we're going to look at a few more basics in Excel, and we're going to start by finding our active cell, which is the cell that has the dark black outline around it. And we're going to do some moving around the keyboard or the Excel spreadsheet here. And first we're going to use our keys, and to move one column to the right you use the right arrow key, and that's going to move you over to column B, and so on as you continue to click that right arrow key. To move back to the left you use the left arrow key, and that's going to move you one column back to the left. To move down use the down arrow key, and that moves you down your spreadsheet row by row. And to move back up row by row we use the up arrow key. Now some other ways you can move around is by your mouse, by clicking in the cell that you want to be in, and that will move you around. We can also click the home key to take us back to our home in the first row. We can use the page up and the page down key to take us to separate pages as we go up and down if we have a lot of rows in our column. We can do control home, and that takes us back to cell A1, or we can do control end, and that takes us to the bottom of our spreadsheet. So that's control home and control end. A couple other things in our spreadsheet. In selecting groups of a range of cells, if I want to select a range of cells, I just click with my mouse, say here in cell A5, and then drag, and you're going to see that the selected cells turn that bluish gray color. Well, if I want to select more than one group of cells and they're not right next to each other, I can hold the control key down and click and drag again, and now you can see that I've selected two ranges of cells and they're not right next to each other. So if they're next to each other, they're an adjacent range, and you can just click and drag, but if they're not next to each other, they're a non-adjacent range, and therefore we have to hold the control key down and click. Now to enter data into our cells, I just click in a cell that's empty, and then I type in a number, and then press either enter or the arrow keys or click with my mouse, and that's going to enter the data into my sheet. Now to change the data once I have it entered, as you see I've clicked in it. If I type, I can change the data in my cell, or I can click in the cell and go back up to the formula bar here, and I can delete or highlight or change there however I want to. And that is editing data in my cell, or replacing it as we go along. And so those are just a couple more basics in our spreadsheet here that we will need as we go along working in Excel. And so as you go through these things and learn them, we will be doing a lot of the non-adjacent ranges and editing data as we go.